Lindenwold Lions. This is Dr. O'Neill, the very proud Lindenwold School District Superintendent, and welcome to this episode of the Lions Minute. In this edition, I am sincerely reaching out to our community to help us determine the future look of our district. So what do I mean by that? Well, in September 2025, as you know, our new Early Childhood Center will open, and it will house our preschool, kindergarten, and first grade students. All of our children will come together from the very beginning of their educational journey. Even though we are beyond excited, this will change the way that the Lindenwold School District is structured. We will no longer have a K-4 neighborhood school system, which we do right now at School 4 and School 5. Each of those two elementary schools now educate students in K-4. That will no longer exist in 2025. Also, our middle school will focus on grades 6 to 8 only. Our 5th grade will move into our elementary school model. So now is the time when we need to ask our community what you believe our priorities should be when making decisions about our district elementary building structure. We need your feedback now, as we will use that input to decide how to plan, organize, and prepare for the official transition in September 2025. Please take a moment to listen to the options available, and please use this information to share your feedback in a district survey that will be forthcoming. There are two options for our families to consider. Our current plan would look like this. Option 1. All of our students will come together in grades preschool through first grade. Students will then go to School 4 or School 5, their local schools, for grades 2 through 5. Then they will come back together again in grades 6 through 8 at Lindenwold Middle School, and together again in grades 9 through 12 at Lindenwold High School. This is what our current model would look like in 2025. Option number 2, however, is another option we are asking our community to consider. Option 2 depicts what it would look like if our students stayed together throughout their entire educational career. Students would come together in preschool, kindergarten, and first grade in our ECC. They would then move together as a class in grades 2 and 3. They would stay together and transition to a new school in grades 4 and 5. Then they would continue to stay together in grades 6 through 8 at Lindenwold Middle School, and then again in grades 9 through 12 at Lindenwold High School. As superintendent, I am an advocate for option 2 for many reasons. However, this is not my sole decision to make. It's our decision, so I need your input too. From my perspective, keeping all of our students together would accomplish several goals. We could achieve a more equitable educational experience for our students in the following ways. Class sizes will be more equitable within the same grade. Our special education students will be able to attend their grade level school as compared to attending the school which provides their specific services. This doesn't happen all the time, however, it does happen at times. Bilingual services would also be offered to an entire grade level as compared to a specific building only. Students who move with their families from one side of town to the other side of town will no longer have to switch schools, and all of the students within the same grade would be together each step along the way. The benefits, in my opinion, come from the next 2 points. In the option 2 model, or the grade level schools model, all teachers within the same grade level would be together too. This would allow them to have more frequent communication. This would allow us to have more articulation, more opportunities to collaborate and work together, and more opportunities to discuss interdisciplinary opportunities for students. This could also assist in developing a culture within each building that would be focused around student age-appropriate needs. We would also be able to structure an even stronger, well-aligned preschool to grade 3 program. In addition, the district will be better able to maximize our resources, which includes our teaching staff, our ESL staff, our bilingual staff, our BSI staff, and our special education staff, along with their services. And of course, enrichment services such as after-school clubs and field trips would be aligned across an entire grade level as compared to aligned within a building. Most importantly, here is a question I pose to our community. Will keeping our students together from the beginning help with peer relationships when they transition into middle school? We know from our students their biggest area of concern has been identified as peer-to-peer relationships. We have really been working hard in this area, but as you know, the preteen years are difficult for most middle schools. So I pose the question to you. If our schools know how our students interact now with one another before they hit those challenging middle school preteen years, will this information and being together help us to foster friendships sooner, learn to accept one another's differences sooner, and will schools be able to identify partnerships that should be separated prior to those middle school years? To be completely transparent, no one will know if this will help to improve our challenging peer-to-peer relationships without trying it. We can't predict with certainty what the benefits will be if our students grow up together. However, district administration does believe in the potential to develop and foster more positive relationships among a grade level if we work on those relationships as a whole grade much sooner. We do know now our middle schoolers and how they interact with one another when they come from two different neighborhood schools. We don't know what will happen if our students build that sense of familiarity from the beginning. Although district administration believe that many positives happen when option 2 is implemented in all areas of instruction with student social emotional connections and our overall operations, such as maximizing our resources. As with anything, there are some challenges that must be discussed too. Two significant challenges must be shared with you. The first challenge is that option 2 will add one more student transition. In our current model, option 1, students will attend 4 separate schools. In option 2, students will now attend 5 separate schools. There are research studies that advocate for the minimal number of transitions as possible in a student's educational journey. The other challenge would be for you, the parents. If you are a parent who prefers to drive your child to school and you have siblings in grades 2 through 5 at the same time, you would be inconvenienced with driving students during those specific years to 2 different schools on opposite sides of town. However, I must share that busing would be provided to those students who qualify for transportation services, and this could assist in the challenge. So what do I mean about 2 separate schools? Well, for example, a family that lives at 511 East Gibbsboro Road would receive a bus to the School 5 location. And if that family had a student or sibling that attended School 4, he or she would walk to the School 4 location. These are the 2 big challenges that you would need to weigh, along with the benefits that I shared. Throughout the month of April, the district will be sharing this information out to our families on multiple occasions. When you receive the information, I encourage you to share it with your neighbors too. Once we get the information out to our community, we will be sharing a survey too to collect your input. This decision is truly undecided at this time. What is most important to district administration and the Board of Education is that you have time to weigh in on your preferred model for our future. On behalf of the district, I would sincerely appreciate your time in completing the survey so we are aware of your priorities. It is your district, so your input is important and valued, as this is our opportunity to consider what our future of our district will look like. Thank you for tuning in, and remember, we need to hear from you. Your opinion matters.